Good evening, everybody. How are you? Thank you very much for joining me here on day 43 of the 90-day share. My name is Dr. Brooklyn Storme, and I'm the Principal Psychologist and Director here at Cerebellum Consulting. So as you can probably guess, it's the end of the day. I've been here since 7:30 this morning, and I've just waved off my last little citizen for the night. So in terms of what I wanted to talk with you about today, you might have seen the subject heading, a little bit controversial. Basically, it says, stop making promises that you can't keep. So where did this come from? Well, basically, this topic came from something that happened to me over the weekend, and it kind of got me thinking about the importance of stepping up and doing the things that you say that you'll do. Sometimes I think when we're talking about wanting to follow through with something and we make a promise, we do it with the best of intentions, don't we? We try really hard to make somebody feel good and to make somebody feel happy or calm or relaxed and things like that. Hey Taylor, how you going? And so I think sometimes when we make promises, we do them with the very best of intentions. But sometimes we also make promises when we kind of know that we're probably not going to be following through on them. And, you know, I think it depends on perhaps what the type of promise is that you're making, and also who you're making this promise to. The reason why it can be a problem when we don't uphold our promises is, especially in dealing with kids or dealing with people who are vulnerable, it means that what happens is they stop trusting us. And, you know, as psychologists, if we want to be effective, of course, we need to have mutual trust and respect and admiration between the psychologist and the patient, and vice versa. But in real life or life outside the practice, it's really important that we are able to trust our parents, that we're able to trust our brothers and sisters, and that we're able to trust our friends, because these are the social cues that we build our future foundations upon. So for example, sometimes when a parent maybe leaves for whatever reason, maybe parents separate, sometimes some kids grow up not trusting women, or perhaps not trusting men, and sometimes these concerns around trust can manifest in all sorts of different ways. So for example, when I was little, my dad left, and I didn't really think that it affected me at the time, but it's only really been as an adult woman that I've been able to look back on that and see how it's impacted relationships that even I had growing up, so friendships and relationships with partners and things like that. For me, I guess my trust issues came out in terms of perhaps being a bit clingy in my behaviour, or, you know, wondering why somebody hadn't texted me back when I felt that they should have, or, you know, things like that. So trust is a really big thing, and it doesn't matter what stage of the lifespan you're at, you being on the receiving end of a broken promise can have really disastrous consequences, not just at the time, but for somebody's future. So I would just ask you to have a real think about the next time you make a promise to somebody, and before you make it, really be honest with yourself and ask yourself, is this a promise that you're able to keep? If it's not, don't make it. Maybe try something else and encourage that person through other ways. Taylor's saying, hello dear B, you always make my day, you offer great information and advice. Yes, I know you had a big loss with your dad leaving. Thank you. Yeah, I guess I didn't realise it at the time. I was only 12, but yeah, it came out in all sorts of other ways that I guess I didn't realise until I was a grown-up. And as psychologists, a lot of us go and have therapy ourselves, or we have supervision ourselves, so that we can make sure that we're okay emotionally, mentally, to be able to deliver really good services to all of our patients. So, you know, we have to look after ourselves too. And part of that is us being on our own journey of introspection and realizing things that are going on in our lives and how they affect us on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, the moral of the story, I guess, is to be very clear about what you're able to promise somebody, and be very clear about what you're not able to promise somebody as well. I'm sure if you can't deliver, it's better that somebody knows up front. They might be a little bit disappointed in the moment, but at least they'll trust you, and they'll trust that you're honest. And that's probably the best gift that you can give them, because they'll hang on to that forever, for a very long time. So without any further ado, what I'm going to do is just wrap it up there for tonight. Have a think about promises that you make to yourself or to loved ones and people around you. Taylor's saying health issues can be a problem when you want to help but you can't. Yeah, that's exactly right. I would certainly agree with that. It really depends on, I guess, what the health issue is and what sort of help it is that you're wanting to give. But, you know, self-awareness can be really, really instrumental in terms of making those decisions about what you're able to do within the boundaries of your health, and within the boundaries of what the other person's hoping that you're able to do for them. So, yeah. All right, well, very nice to see you. And I've got a few other people there who are a little bit shy tonight who haven't said hello yet, but that's okay. If there's anything that you'd like to discuss, don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comments box or pop me a private message. Tomorrow, I'll be doing a little bit of a vlog on sleep hygiene, because that's come through lately on the messages on Facebook as well. So sleep hygiene doesn't necessarily mean, you know, making sure we have a shower before we go to bed. Sleep hygiene is really around the processes and procedures that we put in place to ensure that we have a really good night's sleep. Because I think probably about 7 out of every 10 patients that we see here at the clinic do identify sleep as being one of the things that they want to work on. A lot of people aren't getting a good quality sleep, or they're waking up feeling a bit grumpy in the morning, or it's exacerbating pain symptoms and headaches and this whole gamut of stuff. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. I want to get out of here now and go and see Gabe, the magical dog with the blue hair, and finish his homework for him. Yeah, Mum doing the schoolwork. That's not good, disempowering the dog, but that's okay. All right, very nice to see everybody tonight. Have a think about your promises, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.